Hey everybody, this is Peter with Tabletop Gaming Guild. Today we are going to take a quick peek at the Quick Start Guide for Dragonbane by Free League Publishing. Dragonbane was successfully kickstarted back in September of 2022 and was Free League's third most backed campaign so far with 11,684 backers. The game is based on Drakar och Demoner, a Swedish fantasy role-playing game first published in 1982. It has gone through many editions over the years, and now, thanks to Free League, it has undergone its latest update and is now available in both Swedish and English. If you are a fan of Free League Publishing's games Vessin, the One Ring 2nd Edition, Symbaroum, or of 5th Edition, many of the rules in this game will feel familiar. The Quick Start Guide is 44 pages long. It includes a very short piece of fiction at the beginning which gives the reader an idea of the world in which the game takes place. A land where once dragons and demons ruled over all and may someday soon rule again. Then, the reader is also given sections on player characters, dice, combat and damage, monsters, and magic. The rest of the book is then made up of a short one-shot called Rittermound and 5 pre-generated characters. The Quick Start Guide does not give any example of how to make a character in Dragonbane. It just gives a quick overview about player characters and introduces some important terms that are explained in minor detail. Player characters are described by their kin, their profession, and their attributes. There are 6 playable kin, or ancestries. They are human, halfling, dwarf, elf, mallard, and wolfkin. Each kin comes with its own unique, innate ability that cannot be learned by any other kin. The Quick Start Guide does not give a list of the possible professions for players, but does state that each profession will also come with its own unique profession ability, which also cannot be learned by any other profession. Each character is defined by 6 attributes and 16 related skills. The attributes are strength, constitution, agility, intelligence, willpower, and charisma. Strength-related skills are axes, blunt weapons, brawling, spears, and swords. Agility-related skills are knives, marksmanship, mobility, sleight of hand, and sneaking. Intelligence-related skills are healing, learning, scouting, spot hidden, and survival, and the one charisma-related skill is persuasion. Constitution helps to determine the player character's hit points, and willpower is used for magic, as well as innate and profession abilities. The game does use a relatively simple encumbrance system to help keep track of how many items a player character can carry. Dragonbane is played with 6 types of dice: 4-sided, 6-sided, 8-sided, 10-sided, 12-sided, and 20-sided. The main die that will be used is the 20-sided, or the D20 for short. Each time the Game Master decides that a player must roll to determine success or failure, a skill is chosen and the player will roll the D20 and try to roll at or below that skill's level. To succeed in a task, you must roll at or below the skill level in question. Rolling a 1 is an automatic success, also called rolling a dragon. Rolling a 20 is an automatic failure, called rolling a demon. The game also uses boons and banes. Boons let you roll the d20 twice and take the best roll. Banes make you roll the d20 twice and take the worst roll. This is exactly like the advantage and disadvantage system in 5th edition. There is also an optional rule that allows pushed rolls. This is where a player rolls and fails and decides to try again. The player must accept the result of the pushed roll, and whether the pushed roll succeeds or not, they also gain a condition, which causes hindrances to further rolls until healed. Combat in Dragonbane is broken down into rounds. In a round, each player and monster will get a turn to take an action and move. The order in which everyone goes is called initiative, and it is determined at the beginning of each round by drawing from a deck of numbered cards. The book describes some of the different actions players can take: dash, ranged attack, melee attack, take cover, dodge, parry, cast spell, etc. Some of these actions are considered reactions, which happen because of something else someone else does. If a character chooses to use a reaction, then it uses their action for that round, and they do not get another action until the next round. Wearing armor and helmets will give player characters an armor rating. If the character is attacked and damaged, the player subtracts their armor rating from the damage. If a character drops to 0 health points, they will begin making death rolls on their turn. Death rolls use the Constitution attribute. The character needs 3 successful rolls before 3 failures to survive, but there are ways for other characters to help heal them before death takes over as well. Monsters take turns in combat the same way that player characters do, with a few exceptions. Monsters may, according to their stat block, have multiple turns in one round, and when a monster attacks, the Game Master chooses from a list of actions in the monster's stat block, never choosing the same action 2 times in a row. Also, monsters do not have to roll for their attacks. Monster attacks succeed automatically, though their effects may be dodged and sometimes parried if stated in the monster's stat block. Dragonbane breaks magic down into 3 different schools/skills. They are named in the Quick Start Guide but not defined. They are Animism, Elementalism, and Mentalism. Magic users will be using their willpower to cast spells. Most spells cost 2 willpower to cast, though some spells may cost more, and magic tricks cost just 1 willpower. Once the character runs out of willpower, they will not be able to cast any more spells until they are able to recover. But magic users do have the ability to pull more power from their body once their willpower runs down, though this can be deadly. They can roll a d4, a d6, or a d8, d10, d12, or a d20 before casting a spell. They then gain that much willpower to use immediately. But after the spell is cast and its effect known, they also take that much damage to their health points. The Quick Start Guide gives 3 examples of magic tricks and 3 examples of magic spells. The rest of the Quick Start Guide is the one-shot adventure Rittermound. In it, your characters have been drawn to the vast forest of the Misty Vale in search of glory and riches, but nothing is gained without a price. The final pages are filled with 5 pre-generated characters: the human wizard Archmaester Udhan, the elf hunter Orla Moonsilver, the mallard knight Makander of Halfbay, the halfling thief Chrysana the Bold, and the wolfkin warrior Baston Bloodjaw. Dragonbane looks like another fun game by Free League Publishing. Though the rules do not seem to have too much that can be considered overly unique, it still reads as though it will be an interesting mix of Vesson, Alien, and a bit of 5e. The most intriguing thing for me is the mechanics for the monsters. As I normally play games as the Game Master, I am always for a more straightforward way of running the bad guys. The fact that I do not have to roll for the monsters' attacks is fantastic. I choose an action, and I read the description of that action. Done. Nice. As a potential player of a character, I am very interested in the interplay of willpower and spell casting. Weaker spells cost less willpower, and stronger spells cost more willpower. And the fact that I know a spell or I don't is just so straightforward, it is refreshing. No bookkeeping when it comes to which spells have I prepared for the day or not, and the success or failure of the spell relies only on my skill roll for my School of Magic. And no difficulty class. Again, to succeed in a task, I just have to roll my attribute or skill and either meet that number or roll below it. This Quick Start Guide has me excited to read the full core rulebook for Dragonbane and to run the short one-shot for my friends, and I hope this video has done the same for you. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If so, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Check out the other great videos we are putting up daily on role-playing games and board games. Also, don't forget to head over to freeleaguepublishing.com to check out all of their amazing games. And until we talk again, keep on playing games.